manhood. If I was a black man, I want to do everything the opposite of you niggas. Okay. Y'all, it's Jay here, your accountability coach and ghetto psychologist, and it is my life's purpose to help black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. Hey y'all, I feel like I haven't recorded in a long time, but that's actually not true. Let me tell you something real quick before we get into the things. My computer really been tripping. I don't know if it's Apple, I don't know if it's me, I don't know what it was. I recorded about 3 videos and all 3 of them were jacked up in one way, in some way. One way the sound was fucked up. The other one didn't record the full video. I don't know. So I'm not going to record what I was going to originally record first. I'm going to record what I want to record for today. Shout out to the merch. Y'all see the quality of it. I better go ahead and order you one. Anyway, don't worry, you'll get another ad break from me. Y'all, I want to talk about black women and this need we have to settle. Before I even talk about that, I'm going to talk about black men settling. I'm going to do a quick sidebar because I know everybody want to be like, well, what about black men? Every time I pick on, quote unquote, a gender, somebody always have to come in and be like, well, what about this group? Like, damn, can we not focus on one group at a time? I just don't understand why we gotta, ooh, they do it too. Deflection. That's what that's called. I don't like deflectors. They blind me. I want to be able to see. Catch it. So I need for y'all to stop doing that. Okay. Focus on the group we're talking about. So, but just for kicks and giggles, I always say all throughout my content for years, men settle more than women. It's just not as disadvantageous for them. Not a disadvantage for men to settle as it is for women is. And even though, again, I don't believe in double standards, the double standard is not money and all of this stuff that I'm about to get into when it comes to Fantasia and her husband, or even Candy and her soon-be ex-husband. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just attitude, right? This pathology that one gender has over the other, has it more than the other. Men settle way more than women do. Funnily enough, men get mad when I say that. I don't understand why. Because I'm on their side when I realize, hey, y'all are settling. The thing is, like I said, the only reason they end up settling is because women naturally are raised to be wives. We are raised to keep male gaze and the male opinion in the forefront of our minds. Not all women, of course, but as a general in society, absolutely. In a patriarchy, hello, duh. That being said, yes, men settle a lot more. It's more advantageous for them though, because regardless of what woman they settle with, that woman likely will fulfill most or the most important duties of her role. In a world so undivided, we must retrace the steps of human history to understand how we got here, dependent on a system that promotes human suffering. It is then we will experience profound enlightenment and unplug from the system as we know it. Thorn to the Eye is a guide designed to help black people unplug. Are you ready to experience your awakening? Pre-order available now. Whereas when women settle, we don't have that luxury. We don't have that benefit. I'm going to break that down for you today. The scheme, though, of when black women settle, the mindset behind it, and why typically the relationship dissolves. So Fantasia, Valentine's Day, where her husband, he came and he did a formal proposal. They've been married 11 years, but he did a formal proposal in front of the crowd. It was really a nice performance. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, whether it's real, y'all hear performance and you think something is fake. That's not necessarily fake. But whether it's real or whether he doing it because he fucked up and he want to make up for something, I'm not here to argue that. I am here to talk about what people are saying about this situation, which is the same thing they're saying about Candy and Todd. Where they're saying and was saying about Candy and Todd. Or same thing they said about Mary J. Blige. Same thing they said about Wendy Williams and Kevin. Black women and the settling, not even just financial. That's what makes it sinister. We settle mentally, emotionally, spiritually, definitely physically / sexually. Settling we do has literally no advantage. As you just saying you have a man. That's not an advantage. It's not an advantage. I know we've been brainwashed to believe that having a man is an advantage no matter what he's bringing, no matter what he's doing. If you have a man, that's the advantage. Somewhat socially, that is true. It's like I said, a societal program. Practicality and reality. That shit is so far from the fucking truth. I know too many women, and I think it's probably the majority, who would be okay with having a man, no matter what type of man it is, over going and building something of her own. A lot of women wait to even build till they get a man. I can't relate. But to get back into the story, Fantasia's husband paused. By the time y'all see this, you already done know. Ain't no way you ain't know the story. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a little clip so you guys can see.
I gotta make something right.
Then also her dad. So after this happened, I don't know how many days. Like I said, timeline don't matter. By the time y'all see this, it's gonna be somewhat old. Her daddy made comments saying that her husband, who is I think the CEO over her business, which her corporation or whatever, you know how when they get in the entertainment industry, I know that they formulate their business, they become an entity, they become a brand themselves. He is basically the CEO of her brand. Another co-CEO, whatever the fuck. So her dad says that somebody told him from her camp that money is coming up missing. They look
Publicity stunt. First of all, you guys, I want y'all to love her and pray for her. The work that I put in with my kids at a young age, I dare not let somebody that I know manipulate. I got proof. You can't come on stage and put together a cry and this, that, and the other when I was just told a week or so ago by a financial person that was fired from her camp that they were running up on him because there was money
a
missing.
man named Sydney. What's her husband name? Girl, that's how you know I don't be keeping up with. I don't keep up with people. I just keep up with the story because it's be on social media. Kendall, who husband is Sydney? Husband Kendall is the one they claim is taking the munchies. Does this not remind y'all of what of so many other women too? Nicki Minaj came to mind just then. Wait, so taking money or allegedly. Daddy found out and he came online and he said something about it. He said a little bit more than just about that. He was just talking about in general how he didn't really respect him as a man in some way, and that feels like Fantasia is basically getting bamboozled. I'm paraphrasing, but you can make your own assumption about whether I'm right or not with the paraphrase. It's correct. Of course, Fantasia's upset. She gets on the live, I think kind of midway through, and she tells him to take his medicine, her daddy. And then after that, she goes on to say, you know, he was upset with him. The family saves face for him and make it seem like he's a better father than he is, which I could already read that. How can I read that? The upbringing Fantasia experienced, her journey alone let me know she could not have had a great father. It's fucked up. I don't like family drama whatsoever. I hate it. It makes me sick. It's not even necessarily that it makes me sick that it happens, more so than it makes me sick that it's publicized. Like, I don't want to know that you and your daddy having these type of issues. Since I know, I'm gonna use this, excuse me, as an example of what really goes on with black women and black families. I wish her daddy would have held himself accountable in that video, cause you going on and saying stuff like, "Oh, she knows she don't." What's up, y'all? We having a raffle giveaway. If you like the hoodie that I am wearing, I have other prints available and you can win in this raffle. All you have to do is follow me or subscribe. Download the free chapter sample in the link in my bio. You can buy some merch that's optional and get 3 extra entries. Rewatch or watch the live on March 13th. And make sure you respond in 36 hours if you win. Here's the tank top. This tee also comes in yellow and red. This tee comes in blue and white. This tee also comes in white and black. All of these come in multiple assortments. You can go on my website to take a look at some of these. Again, make sure you guys tune in so you might get a chance to win. Don't forget to download the free chapter sample of Thorn to the Eye. Been through some stuff. Basically, I don't know if he said this, but he done kissed some. He might have said this word verbatim, but she done kissed a lot of frogs or whatever. I don't know, something like that. Anytime woman is having issues in her love life, yes, that is a indication of daddy issues. Now, is it 100% certain that that's a daddy issue? Not necessarily. It's a highly likely chance that she has daddy issues. And anybody who has daddy issues, typically, not always, but typically that means that the daddy was not a good daddy. Yeah. Like women have this thing where when our fathers are present, I will still say that majority of the time, this is just not even black people. This is not just limited to black people. This is just men in general. Sorry. But I would say more than half of the time, even when you have a present father, he's not always emotionally and mentally present. See, just because somebody's there physically and they're helping and contributing financially does not always mean that they are there fully. That's my drift. So even if you had a decent father and he was a provider, he might not have been able to relate to you fully emotionally. And that's what the patriarchy does to men. They make them turn their emotions off. There's not really a huge ability to formulate that deep emotional bond. You gonna always love your daddy. Trust me. Like I'm saying, I'm even speaking from personal experience. My father, I still call him my father, not my biological father, my stepdad. He's been around basically my entire life. We do have a relationship, absolutely. Is there a deep emotional connection? And some might argue, well, that's because that's not your real daddy, but that don't mean shit. There's some people who have a deep emotional connection with their fathers and stepfathers. Still, again, I love him, appreciate him, will take care of him no matter what. But the deep emotional connection I know that some women can have or people can have with their dads, a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people, like I said, more than half. I will argue to say more than half don't have that. People can literally have their daddy in their house and still grow up as if they were fatherless. I know plenty of people like that. That being said, I wish the father, maybe he could have saw how he wronged her in some ways. Instead of putting the onus on all the other men in her life that dropped the ball, well, you were probably the first one who did. All she's doing now is repeating the cycle. This is all she knows. So now she's married to this man, Kendall, who I done named Sydney for some reason. But Kendall, he comes around. And as far as I know with their relationship, they got married in 3 weeks of knowing each other. I mean, and people would be like, well, they still together 11 years. That don't mean nothing. I'm not the type to look at longevity in a relationship and be like, oh, yeah, that's a good relationship. Been together a long time don't mean it was good. It's quality over quantity. 20 years don't mean shit if 11 of them you didn't like that motherfucker and y'all was cheating on each other. Like, let's be for fucking real. There are plenty of relationships out here that's like that. That's why I don't even covet nobody's shit. I don't even care. But it's just, again, I'm an accountability coach and I want to show people how to be accountable to their lives. And I just use celebrities as an example because they're easy. It's an easy target, low hanging fruit. I don't really care about celebrities like that, but I know that you guys know the tea. So I give y'all the tea and I give y'all what I think and on a global scale of how we can avoid this. We can avoid this. But they got married after 3 weeks. Didn't propose. She proposed. Again, I'm not into double standards too much. Not too much. About, I say 95% of the time I'm not into double standards. But as a woman, I think it's a terrible propose to a man. With the state of manhood, how they act, terrible idea. Nobody can ever convince me otherwise. You can give me a woman right now who has the most beautiful, loving husband and she proposed, still gonna say that was a terrible idea. Can't change my mind. So, she proposed after 3 weeks. And guess what? He settled. Did I say that? Oh my God. Let me not say that. Okay, I'm not gonna say he settled. He said yes, even though it seems as though he might not have wanted to. He just went along with it. He just got out of prison or jail. He was locked up. He just got out the goddamn the pokey. Whichever one it was, the jail or the fed prison. I don't give a damn. He was locked up for a significant amount of time. He got out and into Fantasia. 3 weeks later, they're married. So again, I'm not judging none of it that much. But anybody in their right mind look at somebody in modern times and be like, y'all got married after 3 weeks? Bro, did you get a post-nup? Not a prenup. Everybody keeps saying a prenup. We need post-nups. This is what y'all are missing. Everybody, prenup. No. The prenup just protects what you made before marriage. You need a post-nup protect what you made during the marriage. Because if you was broke when you met him or her, you know who you are and what you buy, whatever you make when you are married to that person, they are entitled to, unless you have a solid post-nup. So I know for a fact you met somebody and you married them in 3 weeks. Ain't no motherfucking prenup, post-nup. It ain't nothing but nup. A lot of women in these situations end up getting robbed blind. Look at Wendy Williams. Of course, it's not every situation. Because y'all know that y'all love to be like, well, you saying that like it's everybody. No, it might be the majority. When something is happening on a larger scale, are we to act like it doesn't at all? Are we to only highlight the smaller percentage of people that is working out for? Or do we highlight that, hey, majority people are going through this? Sure, it's not everybody. That should be in common sense at this point. Majority. If it happened to Wendy Williams, it happened to you. If it happened to Mary J. Blige, it can happen to you. Not that special, sweetheart. Neither is that man. Y'all need to know that. People get to feeling all haughty and superior. Like, oh, it happened to her. It ain't gonna happen to me. Y'all so special. That being said, I'm hoping, as I always say, everything about this is wrong. Hoping that her daddy's a lie, a cheater, and he ain't right. I'm hoping that that man is not having negative intentions about Fantasia. However, I would be remiss if I didn't look at him going on stage and doing that public proposal, being that we hardly ever see him, so much so that I called the man Sydney. We hardly ever see Kendall. And then one time we do, it's this big elaborate performance. Then soon, right after, somebody close to Fantasia said something negative about him. I had a feeling. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at it and I was just like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. But then I was like, he might have did something. Then I was like, girl, stop it. Maybe you just projecting. You need to stop, because every man ain't, I had to check myself, because I know that there are good men out here. I just don't think it's very many. And I think that good men that claim they are good, they can't be that good, because otherwise other men wouldn't be so bad. It's just my mindset. I'm sorry. I had to check myself though, because I was just like, you don't know, them people don't be negative. Because my first mind was positivity, but my second mind was like, he do something wrong. Is this an apology? Sorry, y'all. That's just where my mind went. And I'm gonna be honest with you. And when her daddy came, I was like, B, I was right. I don't care if I'm right or wrong, because I don't care to really find out. But the thing is, we have to be mindful as women, Black men, women especially. We decide to settle. What can happen? We've seen it. It's not uncommon. We see it over and over again. Where a woman marries a man who may not have a goddamn thing going on. Don't even have a plan. That's the problem too. It's not even so much as, and I talk about this in my book, it's not even so much that it's a problem for us to date down. The problem is, financially, to be specific, the problem is we date down with men who don't even have a plan to come up. Like, okay, I'm going to say, for example, even Obama. Obama didn't have nothing when he met Michelle, but he had a plan. She was able to help him create more of a solid plan and follow through. That's the man, if you gonna date down, that's the man you go for. And Coogler, his wife invested in his studio equipment. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have no money to buy it. She bought it for him. Look at where he at. That's the man you go after. A man with a real fucking plan and a vision that you can help him to create. Y'all be going after men who ain't got not even a goddamn plan. You be looking around here looking stupid, and both of y'all, honestly, he be looking around here looking stupid because he's like, well, shit, you got business. Let me work with you. Let me be the second in charge. Then you, as a woman, trying to absolve his little motherfucking ego, you're like, well, baby, we're partners. We're partners. But it's your business. See, men don't do this with their wives most of the time. I say all the time, but most of the time. When a man has a business that he, you know what I'm saying, it's just his business. He had the money and the funds and the idea. A lot of times they won't even help they women, they woman to make their own business. It's not all the time. I mean, not like I said, that's not all the time, but a lot of the time. So, man, though, he's not going to be like, hey, wife, come work at my business. He ain't going to ask her to do that. Or is she likely going to be like, hey, can you put me on to the business? Because you got the business. Give me the money. He'd rather her just sit her ass at home and he just give her the money. Ultimately, that's what y'all should just do anyway. If that's what y'all want, get you a stay-at-home man. See, they don't know how to live with that. That be the problem. That's the major point. See, you'll sit there, like I said, and screw him into the business. And you be like, oh, we're partners, babe. This is both of ours. It was mine, is yours. Okay, it's cute. It's cute. So he starts stealing from the business. You like, well, it's our business, so he can take the money. But deep down, you like, bitch, what you get the money from? Oh, and why? Because he ain't told you. Nicki Minaj. He didn't tell you he was going to swipe all that money off your card. You just saw it gone and you start blaming other people in the camp. Allegedly. I'm sorry, it's tickling me because as Black women, we have to stop this. We do. We got to stop a little bit. And mainly because these men feel emasculated so much when they step into something that belongs to us. I had to tell this to a close friend of mine because her man moved in with her ultimately. And I had to tell her, well, he's probably uncomfortable because he realized he in your shit. That mean at any moment, he can be out your shit. It's different when you come together and y'all have something that's both y'all own, or if you come together and he already got his own and you move into his shit. And you make sure you okay. But people think that's the natural way it should be. So you as a woman gonna feel more comfortable than he would if it's the reverse, because society is like, nah, baby, what the fuck you moving into her shit for? She can kick your ass out at any moment. That's not man like. You can move into your shit and pay all the bills and people still gonna be like, oh, as a man, they internalize that, feel emasculated when they can't provide, because that's what y'all say manhood is, provision. So much so that men forget to have intrinsic value. They forget to build value within themselves or to be able to see value in themselves outside of their wallets. They don't know how to do that under the patriarchy. So that's why all men are money driven. All men are money driven, no matter what race. Black men have it the worst because people have been taking from them for centuries. So now they're just like scrambling. On one end, you got one end of the spectrum that's just scrambling, stressed out, trying to overwork themselves to make sure they can be great providers, but they end up physically wearing themselves down, emotionally, mentally wearing themselves down, and still having somewhat of a disconnect with their family emotionally because all their mindset is on is providing. One end of the spectrum. We all know men like that. Other end of the spectrum is the men who don't want to do shit because they like, hell, my ancestors suffered this long and I don't know how to do it. They didn't know how to do it because the white man kept taking from them. So shit, I ain't doing shit. I live on my family, or I live off a bitch. We all know a man like that. We not. Me a liar and you're a liar. That being said, as Black women, we have a duty number one, not raise men like either one of those men. Of course, we would prefer if it's gonna be one end of the spectrum, if he be the provider. But again, like I said, they beat themselves up mentally, emotionally, and physically. And then you have a shell of a man that you're dealing with. But hey, he's a provider. We don't want our men to be like that either. There has to be a middle ground that they can come to where they can understand, hey, you need to work to earn a living just as a human being in general in this current modern day society. You also have to know how to sit back and allow a woman to lead sometimes. Allow a woman to provide sometimes. Especially Black women. Y'all know we providers. Black women can wear all the hats. We can be feminine and we can be masculine. Fuck with us. So for me, I don't take it as an insult. I never did, honestly. When people, oh, Black women so masculine, I'm just like, oh, that just sound like we get shit done to me. Is there some women who femme presenting and still very mask and they seem to not like it about themselves? Yeah. Those are the women that I'd be like, girl, you better learn how to embrace your masculine side. And if you don't like it so much, that means that you might need to go through therapy and learn to tap into your emotions, because that's what that means. See, me, like I probably done said it so many times now. If you watch all my content, I don't mind being masculine. That don't bother me. It don't bother me if a man call me masculine. Because to me, it's an indication if a man call me masculine that, oh, bitch, you think I'm harder than you. Either that or you just so attracted to me. You just like, but wait, she ain't that femme. It be weird because these niggas be with bitches that I'm more feminine than. Dead ass. I'm just not feminine to yo nigga because he ain't masculine enough for me. When a real masculine man comes around me, it could be even a family member. Tone down. I'm cool. I'm relaxed. I'm feminine. I'm soft. Let him do whatever the fuck. Yeah, hey, cuz, can you do the? Yeah. I tell people all the time, I know that my feminine energy works because anytime I'm somewhere and I need help, guess what? Here comes a man out of nowhere. Y'all, a lot of women can't relate, and I'm not trying to be elitist or funny about it. A lot of women can't relate. I'm telling y'all, it's been so many times I've had maybe like 3 flat tires in my life. I've never, even though I know how to change a tire, I be on the side of the road, and I promise you 5 minutes later, a man pull up behind me, change my tire for me, and don't ask me for nothing. I swear my hand over my heart, this has happened to me on multiple occasions. Men help me. Don't want nothing from me. Crazy part is the men that have hurt me were men that I was close with. It was never strangers. Strangers literally be fucking with me. It's so funny. It's so funny how that works. Regardless, we should be okay as black women. I said all that to say that as black women, we should be okay with our masculinity. Men should be okay with their femininity. Problem is, that's the main problem that they're having. If men did not shun the things that they call feminine, if they would stop thinking that emotions indicate femininity and that femininity means weakness. That's the main issue the world has. Like, it's that simple. The world feels like femininity is weak. I don't know where the fuck they got that from. But I think that femininity being weak means that it's easy prey. That's why the world attacks feminine beings. I'm not weak. I know Punk Beach. I'm not weak, even when I'm in my feminine. Y'all know anything about the energy of the feminine is anything but weak. It's alluring. It's commanding. It's not demanding. See, that demanding is masculinity. Just telling people what to do and Demanding is, again, I don't have to say nothing. A man comes up and he helps me. All that being said, as black women, we don't have to settle. And if we do settle, we need to settle with a man that has a real plan. He can do with or without you, but you see him as he's speaking about this plan, and you see the vision right there in your mind eye, and you see how you can help him put that shit together. It's phenomenal. You actually have a man with a plan. Because I've dated men with plans, but the problem they had, guess what? They didn't listen to me. And had they listened, not only would we still be together, that plan probably would have took off by now. I know how to make shit happen. Do it for myself. I know I could do it for somebody else. Done it for somebody else. I know I could do it for other people. Man, if you do date a woman and she is the provider, you gotta learn how to provide in other ways. If that makes you feel like a simp, first of all, why do y'all care? If your woman don't think you a simp, who gives a fuck what the rest of these people out here care about? They not at home with you. They not sucking your dick. That's the time y'all, as men, don't want to behave outside of the norm because you are afraid of other men and their opinions. You are afraid to be a stay-at-home dad because, again, that goes against the gender roles. Looking feminine, looking weak, soft, whatever, all that bullshit. But it's like, well, nigga, I'm not looking like nothing. I'm looking like a father taking care of my motherfucking home. I'm looking like a husband that's helping his wife. Y'all can't take pride in that. But instead, what y'all do is turn into a tyrant because you're like, well, shit, she doing all of this. She's the primary provider. Now I'm at home looking like a stay-at-home wife. I don't like that. So when she get home, let me show her who's boss. It's like, bitch, it's not you. You not the boss. It's like, yes, there are some women who are very unbearable. Don't I know? There's some women that's unbearable. There's some women who, yes, they will throw up in your face that they do every fucking thing. Stay away from them. That's my advice. Stay away from them. And if you have a woman that tells you, hey, I've done this, but you don't do nothing. If you ain't doing nothing, then this is not for you. I know it's some men in the background. Yeah. Nah, some of y'all don't be doing shit. She got a right to complain. Matter of fact, she need to leave your ass. But to the men who, you know, you do something, right? You put in effort to really contribute to the household. You bend over backwards to make sure the household is good. The only thing that she is doing is bringing in more money, but you still pay some of the bills, most of the bills maybe. You take care of the kids. You know, she works way more than you do. So you able to take care of the kids. You taking care of the home for it, doing what they say women should be doing. She's the primary provider. If you know you taking care of business and that bitch come home, she make you feel like less of a man because she's making all the money, fuck her. I'll let a bitch like me. I don't care. Long as you don't care. My problem is I find the men that they care too much. Try to press and suppress me because I'm the one bringing home the money. I'm the one with the shit and you ain't got nothing. Oh, okay, you trying to humble me, bitch. I can't be humbled. My humility don't work. My humility only works before God. I'm only humble before God. You mankind could never. Well, I sometimes depends on who it is. I'm humble in front of my child. I'm humble in front of people that I really love. But for the most part, that's not me. So for me as a woman, who I know that likely I'm gonna have more than a man, a black man. 'Cause, I mean, I'm degreed up. I want y'all to know I'm very highly educated. I've already touched more money than most people ever touch. I know it's likely that I'm gonna have to date down. I want a black man. If I don't, oh, may God bless me with somebody I don't have to date down for. Jesus, that would be great. But because I've done it before, I have my own experience in knowing how men behave when you have more than them. I don't want it. I don't really want it. And if I happen to have to do that again, it has to be a very special man who's comfortable and confident and don't mind being a stay-at-home daddy. He's fine with that. Don't change nothing about how he see himself as a man. You know he's contributing to the household in the best way. It's helping his wife, being a fucking father. To any man who has a problem with that, fuck you too. Cause y'all need to learn how to be confident and confident and comfortable, despite what your bank account says, despite what society says a man is. Find manhood for yourself and not what the fuck the rest of these niggas is calling it. Cause honestly, the state of black manhood. Manhood. If I was a black man, I want to do everything the opposite of you niggas. Okay. I would want to already be. I probably would be like my brother. My brother been married since he was 23. About to be 50. Next year he'll be 50. Married since he was 23. He's a family man. He take care of the home. He paying all the bills. Now on one end, my brother is kind of on that other end of the spectrum that I told you about. The man who he works so much he kind of become a shell of himself. He can tap into that, but he ain't fully all the way on the bad end of the spectrum. He's somewhat close, though. I'll be honest. But I understand why he's like that because I'm kind of like that as a woman. I like to work, but I like to do what I like to do. Like this. This take up so much time of my day. Editing. Then I still have a 9 to 5. So I'm constantly doing shit. I'm always working. Real. At one point I wasn't, but now, yeah. So I get it. But if I was a black man, I would want to be so opposite of you niggas. Because a lot of y'all are not, y'all like, y'all just not it. And I say that with love. I love y'all, but we all need help. Black women and black men. Again, who we talking about right now? Black men. So let's stay on topic. Because I'm still talking about black women and how we be doing. Everybody's getting their accountability here. Okay? But either way it goes. So just to touch, because I did mention them, Candy and Todd, they going through it too. He's not being a very good person during this divorce. But divorce is difficult. Smart person is going to want to do everything they can in a divorce to get everything that they can in the divorce. So I'm not particularly too mad at him, but at the same time, what did Mama Joy say? It was a top. It was it Aunt Bertha? Scheme that Ty set up. Come up with shit. Mama Joyce knew. Y'all kind of knew. But when they called him an opportunist, we all was like, maybe right. And look at it. Fast forward, 11 years later, I be right. But anyway, I love you all. If you got this far again, you already probably seen, like, subscribe, comment, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Make sure you go and check out the products. If you like this merch, you can't find this nowhere. Ain't nobody else making it. You might can find something with the Black American flag. This is mine. This is the original design besides the flag, okay? It's not a lot of content with the flag on it. This is me. I said this. It's also in my book that I probably already played the ad for. What you want? Oh, also, by the time you see this though, you should go ahead and just sign up for the free chapter sample so that you can enter a raffle and you can get you can't get the hoodie in the raffle, but you can get the other designs. I have a t-shirt and a Tank top for the women. Shit hard dogs a hoodie. This hoodie is such a good. Do you see? I don't know if y'all can see the material. This is not no play fucking hoodie. Okay, and it's not that expensive. I know hoodies can be expensive, especially this day and age. It's not that expensive. So grab you one. I'll talk to y'all on the next one. Love you. Bye.